I've been keeping a secret. Not really, but until recently, I have really struggled with sort of meshing this certain secret part of my life with the rest of my content. Now, obviously, my content has really shifted away from like just being about, perfume to my personal brand and building and curating, all these different things, right? Using scent in a variety of different ways. And so this little secret it's definitely showing itself to be very applicable, and it's sort of, I don't know, I'm just sort of figuring out that it's like, okay, like everything fits together because everything that I love is a part of me, and so it does fit together. It all applies. As I've been discovering, refining, and curating my personal brand, I've started to see how everything that I love, that I'm passionate about, that I do, and that I'm good at, I've started to see how all of that really, comes together, how it all converges together, how it all fits together. Obviously, my content here, it really was founded on the idea and the topic of fragrance, but as with most of us, as with all of us, I am a very multifaceted person, okay? There's a lot of elements of me, and so there are different elements of me that it's like, okay, I'd like to share this with you as well. And as I've been discovering myself, I've sort of learned that fragrance isn't just this frivolous part of myself, okay? It's not just, what can I buy, right? But it's actually sort of the glue that meshes a lot of my life together. That's why I introduced this idea of my personal brand and personal branding and curating, and the fact that I'm a business consultant. I use fragrance as a way to sort of create this association, to sort of create this brand and this feeling around my brand. I use fragrance to do that. And what I'm sharing with you today is yet another sort of random, we're gonna say, facet of myself, something that it's sort of unexpected, that seems very unrelated to fragrance, seems very unrelated to everything else that I talk about. But again, it is just merely another facet of me that I want to share with you guys. So the big secret that I have been hiding from you, not really, but we'll say it for drama, is the fact that I am writing a book. Now you might be saying, big whoop, Ellison, everybody is writing a book, right? I have been writing a book for over 10 years, okay? Thinking about it, I've been writing a book for over 10 years. And this isn't just a pipe dream. This isn't just a vision of fame and fortune. This isn't just, I want to be, a New York Times best. That is not what this is. This book is a passion project, okay? It has been an ever-present dream that I've been working towards in the background of my life. In high school, I was writing and working on this book. In college, I was writing and working on this book. Throughout the last, 5 years post-college, I've been writing this book, and it's gone through rewrites and rewrites and rewrites. So this is something that has been in the background of my life for a major part of my life, but it's also something that has been a priority in my life. And it's always really felt like something where it's in the, it's out of reach. It's out of touch. It's far away. Publication is, far away, distant future, that sort of thing. But recently, it started feeling like I have, yes, this is the story. The story is right. And once I complete a few revisions, this could be published, okay? That is where I am right now, is, sort of that preparing to start the publishing process, excuse me. And you might be still thinking, right? Ellison, I don't see the connection. I don't see the connection with, fragrance. I don't see the connection with your personal brand. I don't see the connection with, consulting. I don't see the connection. And honestly, there's not. The only connection is the fact that I do it, okay? That is the only connection for surface value, okay? But here is the connection that I've made and that I've really started to see in my content, in my brand, and, everything that I do. And that is the fact that fragrance tells a story, okay? Fragrance tells an elaborate story. It stimulates thoughts, it stimulates feelings, it, transports you to memories, to different places. Fragrance tells a story. Something that I realized was that my story has a smell, okay? My story does have a smell. In my mind, it has a series of different smells that, I use to describe scenes, to describe sensations, to describe ideas, to, make, somebody, a reader, feel something in particular. Smell is crucial to my story, okay? I use smell all the time. And I also use smell just to inspire me, okay? the power of fragrance really helps me to get in the mood of writing. Okay, whether it's that I'm burning a candle and it makes me think of a certain scene, it helps me sort of formulate the idea and formulate the scene. Or if it's my cup of coffee, that it makes me, oh, like, yes, this is what it is, right? Like, there's a smell that will stimulate an idea and that will push me forward. And sometimes these smells, they make it into my story, and most of the time they don't. But smell really does help me to formulate the idea, to get the idea onto paper. I believe, I've talked about this, I believe that fragrance and smell and scent is sort of this hidden gem. It's a hidden power and it has so much impact. And it isn't something that we necessarily chase like, taste or touch. It isn't something that we search for like sight or hearing, right? Smell is both conscious and subconscious. It just sort of happens and we just sort of know it, right? We can't necessarily pinpoint it all the time, but we just know it. We know it when we smell it. It enables us to experience the world around us to a different degree, and it enables us to feel and embody moments to a deeper degree and with more depth and more, right? Like, you're just able to feel something better when you have a smell associated with it, when there's a smell around it. And when I realized how much I rely on smell, to write my book and to truly understand different scenes or, just to inspire me to write different scenes, I knew I had to share it with you. But what I would have to say is that, writing my book and, pulling all these different elements of my life together, what I've realized is that, the content that I share here, it's not just about perfume, okay? I've been doing a lot of polls. I've been doing a lot of, just asking you guys questions and engaging with you guys. And, what I see is that a lot of you guys, you're not necessarily just thinking about the next perfume to buy. And you're not necessarily thinking about, oh, I just want to go shopping, right? Like, most of you are just people who are looking to be inspired in some degree. You're looking for community in some degree. You're looking for focus to some degree. You're looking for a good place to be, basically. And I hope I provide that for you. I hope I provide a good place to be, but that's what you're looking for. You're not just looking to spend your money, basically. And what I realized was that it's like, I am constantly feeling very scattered, okay? And I think that, we live in a society that is super focused on niching down, focusing in, being one thing, right? Like, that is what we hear all the time, right? If you want to grow on social media, you need to niche down. If you want to succeed, then you need to focus in. And, what I've realized was that it's like, I can't, okay? Like, I physically can't. I physically cannot focus in. And so what would happen is that I would be stretched too thin, okay? I would have, 10 Instagram accounts and I would have all these YouTube ideas and, oh, maybe I need to start all these different channels. And I was just so scattered and spread so thin that I ended up accomplishing absolutely nothing. And so me sharing this part of my life with you and sort of tying fragrance in with it, that is me basically saying that it's like, like, we're going a little deeper here, okay? Like, obviously, smell is definitely, like, I'm passionate about fragrance, and you are too. That's why you're here in the first place, is that you are passionate about fragrance and passionate about smell, and you like to curate, and you like to focus, and you like quality, okay? And what I've realized is that it's like, that's what I care about too, and so I want to bring the best quality content to you, and the only way I can do that is if I allow all elements of myself to be involved and included in the content. And so this is, this isn't me saying like, oh, like we're relaunching and we're complete. No, like this is just sort of the gradual path into a new phase, right? Like at this point, this is just the path. This is just the way we're going to go. And, I really wanted to share this element of my life with you because it's like, my book is something that I have been curating for like this is the longest I've spent on something is my book. This is like crucially important to me. And it felt, quite frankly, it felt stupid to not share it with you. It felt really stupid to say like, oh, I'm going to keep this part of me a secret when I want people to read my book in the future, okay? When I want my book to impact and, make a difference in somebody's life. Why am I not sharing that with you? Why am I not sharing that element of myself with you and just focusing on product reviews and, things like that. I want to share all of these elements of my life with you because this channel has sort of morphed into a curation, station, we're going to say. Curation station. I like that. That's what this is sort of morphed into, is because, we care about our life, and I believe that our life and our brand and, what we do, everything just stems from who we are authentically. Your curation, it stems from who you are authentically. Your intention and your attention to detail, it stems from who you are authentically. And I really wanted to share I want to share all of these different elements with you. And so I promise you, there's a bajillion more elements. I'm not going to bombard you and flood the internet with all of Ellison's quirks. But I did want to share this sort of aspect of myself in this passion project that I've been working on, because I'm a lot deeper than perfume reviews, and there's a lot more important things to me than just perfume reviews. And so that's sort of something that I've been working on. And yes, smell definitely ties into it. I use smell frequently in order to write my book and be inspired to write my book, and I'm planning on making content about that in the future. But I just really wanted to share this little extra, actually not little, major extra facet and element of my life with you. And so, yes, I hope you enjoy. I hope you will allow me to be this quirky, multifaceted person here, because I feel like this is sort of the way that social media needs to go. I think that we've strayed. I feel like there's a lot of social media and a lot of creators that have felt the need to niche down in order to succeed. And I feel like it's really taken the beauty out of content, and it's really taken the beauty out of creating communities on social media, when it's not necessarily about, people conversing and being together and creating community over topics. It's more about creators making money, or creators succeeding, or creators growing. And I really hope that this place can be just a nice place for you to be, okay? Obviously, I hope I grow. I hope this channel grows. I hope I succeed. I hope you succeed. But I really feel like the success should stem from authenticity, genuineness, and not just, I'm going to create a strategy in order to dominate the internet, okay? And so I hope you will allow me that liberty. And obviously, I have talked about my personal brand here in this video, and if you are interested in learning more about my personal brand, then I would highly recommend you watch this video right here. This is where I am talking about my personal brand and the elements of my personal brand with you.